So, tonight I am off camera because I am going to be showing you my shot glass collection. I'm going to be showing you my shot glass collection. And there was really just no good angle for me to be on camera with the whole shelf of glasses. So I'm just going to be over here and you can enjoy the beautiful view of all of my glasses. And I'm going to show and tell you about each one, about where I got it and what I like about it, I guess. Starting off with the shelf itself. My husband made me this shelf, and it has little spiders, wood burned into the front of it. And I know you can't see them, but there's a cobweb on the top of each one of these little round things. And then this here in the back, wood burned into the very back of the shelf. These little designs are bats. I know you can't see them that well with the lighting in here, but they are bats. So starting off with my collection, we're gonna start with my Texas shot glass. Texas shot glass. I call it that because it says it right on the front. Texas shot glass with this cute little armadillo guy on the front of it. And then on the back, it says 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 3 ounce, 4 ounce, because you can take a quadruple shot out of this if you wanted to. I got this at a thrift store because every time I go to a thrift store or a national park or anything, I have to look at their shot glass collection. It's my favorite part. This one I believe I found at a Goodwill. I can't remember which Goodwill. But yeah, I picked it up because I thought that having a huge shot glass was really just the addition that my collection needed at that time. Number two, we have this one. This one is vintage or antique. I'm not really sure what would classify it as antique rather than vintage. But I got this one at an antique mall in Muskogee, Oklahoma. And on my way back to New Mexico from Oklahoma, the handle did get broken off of the barrel in the bag. My husband was able to put it back on for me, and we don't really use this one because it is so old, but it's very pretty to look at. It just resembles a little barrel with a handle, and it is quite large for a shot glass. I would say this one's maybe a double if I had to guess. There's not measurements on it, but it's certainly bigger than a single. Next, we have my Route 66 Lady. This is my Route 66 Lady. I got this at a gas station in Edgewood, New Mexico. It is right outside of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And it has a little lady wearing a bikini on it. And I love it. I love it so much. As a bisexual woman, of course, when I saw this on the shelf, I had to cop. There was no choice. And my husband loves this one too. So don't worry. It's literally everybody's favorite. We call it the titty glass for obvious reasons. This one next to it is obviously from Niagara Falls. It says it right on there, Niagara Falls. But I picked it up at a Goodwill, so it is really damaged. A lot of the design was ripped off by the price sticker that they put on it at Goodwill. So I normally just show off this side because this is her good side, this is her good side, this is her good side. But I do actually use this one despite the fact that it's damaged. I don't know. Obviously I found this at a Goodwill in Carlsbad, but it's really funny to picture that somebody picked this up at Niagara Falls and somehow it ended up at a Goodwill in New Mexico. And now it's mine. And now I have it. Cheers. Cheers. Next, I got this one at a little event called Art in the Park. Art in the Park. It is a little arts and crafts market that my town puts on every year. And so this shot glass is handmade. It is ceramic. It has a little cactus on the front. Obviously, as soon as I saw a little shot glass with a little cactus on the front, I had to have it because I am a sucker for anything cactus. Cactus print, cactus scented. I just love cactuses. I just love them. Being from the desert, I can't help myself. So yeah, this one is like a really thick ceramic from being handmade. Now this one I got at a gas station in Groom, Texas. This is very ironic for me to have in multiple ways. Mostly because the stereotype of person that would have a cup like this, that's not me at all. And so that's exactly why I had to have it when I saw it in the glass case of shot glasses. Because there's simply no way this could ever apply to me, and so everybody laughs when I pull this one out. It's hilarious. It is shaped like a little pew-pew, but the alcohol doesn't go in that part. The alcohol just goes in the cup part of it. If any of you have ever driven through Groom, Texas, it is an extremely small town. I think we technically drove past Groom because Groom is where they have this like humongous cross that stands way above the road, and we were going to stop there for gas on our way to Oklahoma, but we tried to stop at their Allsups and it was totally closed. It was totally abandoned. So I think maybe we continued on to whatever the next tiny town was, and I actually bought it at the gas station there. But the Groom cross is like really creepy. It's kind of really creepy, in my opinion. It's really creepy. Next, we have these two shot glasses. Well, these are not actually shot glasses. This is a pair of sake glasses. And I got these at the same antique mall in Muskogee, Oklahoma, where I got the barrel from. I don't think these are nearly as old as the barrel one. If I had to guess, these are probably from the 80s or the 90s, in my opinion. But I do like the occasional sake, and even when I'm not drinking sake, this is a pretty good shape and size for my husband. Ever since he had his tongue pierced, he has a little bit of trouble with taking shots. Just because his gag reflex is much worse since having his tongue pierced. So, these are like not as tall as a regular shot glass. They're kind of shorter and rounder. So something about them is like a better shape. It's like a better shape for that. This next one I got at Spirit Halloween. This pink ghost face one I got at the Spirit Halloween in Roswell, I believe. I am a huge fan of the Scream movies. I have another one over here that won't quite fit on the shelf. It says Killing It with Mr. Ghostface on it. If you have been around on my channel for a while, you know I'm a huge Matthew Lillard fan. So I'm really a fan of Scream because I'm a fan of Matthew Lillard. Huge crush on him ever since I was a kid. Just can't help myself. This one is another handmade one from Art in the Park. But it is made by a different person than the first one. It is also made with a different technique. The roses are like carved into the ceramic, and then the glaze is just in the little divots that are made by the carving. And it has a little handle. That's the inside. The whole thing is glazed. The texture of it is very nice. I don't really use this one very often, but not for any particular reason. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like that one does not get chosen very often, because when my friends come over, I usually let them choose their own glass from the shelf. I don't normally pick one for them, you know what I mean? Next, we have Who Ate All the Pussy? Who Ate All the Blank? I got this one at Spencer's. In fact, if you want to watch my haul from a few weeks ago, you can see me open this in my haul. So that one's from Spencer's, and I believe that one is the newest addition to my collection. Next, this one is also handmade. It says Guatemala CA on the side there, and it's got a native guy on it. I bought this one very surprisingly at Cafe Anime in Carlsbad, New Mexico. Cafe Anime usually does like anime stuff, D&D figurines, Japanese snacks, that kind of thing. But they had a case of shot glasses that I guess was made by someone who personally knows the owner. So that's probably why they had them in there. Next, this one came from the Goodwill with the Niagara Falls when they came together. And the reason that half the design is ripped off of both of them is because at the Goodwill they had them taped together as a pair, and the tape is what ripped off the design. But it's a pirate flag. I don't know if you can tell, it's a pirate flag with a skull and two crossed swords, and it says "Name Your Poison, Republica Dominica." So, Dominican Republic. I'm assuming that because Goodwill had them taped together as a pair, and because they're both tourist shot glasses, I'm assuming they probably belong to the same person at some point. You know what I mean? This one is very fun. This one is a mason jar style shot glass. You just pop it open just like that, and you can open it right up. This one is a mason jar style shot glass, and this one is from the Carlsbad Caverns National Park. I actually got this one from the Carlsbad Caverns myself, so nobody had to buy this one for me. Bought this one for myself. Well, I mean, I bought most of them myself, but you know what I mean. Nobody had to donate it to a thrift store for me to have it. This next one I got from an is definitely a sake glass as well, but it has a dragon on the front. It has a dragon on the front. And I think this one may be my oldest glass, just because the feel of it is very, I don't know how else to describe it, but like thin and dainty. Like the feeling of the glass is like a different quality, if you will. This one I got from the Antique Mall in Muskogee again. This one is a double shot of Cuervo. Now, Jose Cuervo is not necessarily my tequila brand, but I love tequila. I like the lime, I like the salt, I like all the fixings with my tequila shot, because we cannot forget that I am from southern New Mexico. So as soon as I saw the vintage tequila shot glass, it had to come home with me. And also keep in mind, I do have glasses that I don't display on this shelf. These are kind of just like the ones I use often enough, or the ones I consider special, I guess. This one is from the Living Desert State Park, also in Carlsbad, New Mexico. It is made of rock. I don't know what kind of rock, but it's very thick and it's kind of heavy. It's heavier than the others for sure. And it's this nice green and brown color. Actually, I think I got another shot glass from there the last time I went there. But as you can tell, I have no more room on my shelf. So my husband is going to make me another matching shelf. But when he makes the second one, he has to figure out how we're going to mount it onto the wall. Because this one is, like, the way that it's built is definitely not structurally safe enough to mount on the wall. So we have to fix that. This one might be the funniest story of them all. Best for last, if you will. This one I handmade myself for my 4-year anniversary with my husband. My husband loves to do pottery, but we live in a small town. We don't really have anywhere to do pottery around here. So I booked us a pottery class in Alamogordo, New Mexico. And it was a pottery wheel class. And we went to the class and we had a great time. Our teacher was so fun. And Skylar, my husband, he did wonderfully at it because he's a good potter. I did terribly. I did horribly. So the lady, our teacher, was trying to get us to throw a bowl on the pottery wheel. It was supposed to be a bowl. And I just couldn't do it. And every time I messed it up, she would have to take a chunk of my clay off because it was ruined. And so my chunk of clay was just getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And finally, all I was left with was this little shot glass that is about the same size as my thumb, because that's what I used to spin it around, was my thumb. So that one is handmade by me, by mistake. But that's okay, because we love her anyway. That's okay, because we love her anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my collection. And I hope you tune back in later tonight. To watch some of my other videos. Or in the morning. Or whenever. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you had a great time.